So as most of you guys already know, Amber Heard, Sony shit the bed again. Sony did this big thing with Helldivers where they put out a game where you don't have to connect your PlayStation Network account, your PSN account numbers, but now you do. Out of nowhere, they're like, hey, now this is going to be a requirement. We've been doing this for our games for a while. Only some of them we require, and most of them we don't. But now suddenly, out of the blue, Helldivers lands into the midst of you need a PSN to do this, which means there's only a certain amount of countries that are going to be allowed to play Helldivers. The amount of people who lost access to Helldivers and the amount of people who are just being forced to create a PSN account is a ridiculous fucking notion. And it's funny because they make this about their security, saying that it's better for security when Sony's security is shit. They get hacked on a fucking regular basis. It's so asinine to force people to do this for actually no reason. It probably just looks good on their bottom line for their revenue. It's probably literally just looks good for them financially, just on paper. That's actually what it is. There is no legitimate benefit to doing this with a PSN account and having to do, it's just so fucking dumb. And now with the overwhelmingly negative reviews of Helldivers is a dead game. It has gone to sleep, put to rest, laid 6 feet down into the dirt. And honestly, it's sad because it was like one of the best games that came out. It was one of the best games, and the devs being forced to do this because of PlayStation, fucking Sony doing this to them, is actually just bafflingly stupid. Greed runs so rampant in the gaming industry. You don't pay your gaming developers enough anyway. You don't pay the people who actually make the games enough anyway. These decisions come from people who make the dumbest choices just so they can get more money. People like fucking Joe Figure or whatever the fuck his name is, who wanted to do, he's the ex-CEO of EA, who wanted you to reload with $1 every time in Battlefield, which is the stupidest shit. People like that guy, people like that are the cause of this. Sony itself making this happen for seemingly no reason for their security, even though it does nothing security-wise. Again, they've been hacked like multiple times. It's so fucking dumb. You're forcing millions of players to just go along with this. You're like, here, you know what? Millions of people, now you have to make this account because we said so, and it looks good on our numbers and our paperwork. That's it. There's no other reason. There's no benefits. You don't get anything from the game. You're just forcing people to do this, and there's people in certain countries that are now just not allowed to play because they're not allowed to do PlayStation stuff there. It is such a stupid fucking concept. So overall, I feel very bad for the developers and the people who bought this game. And now, of course, there's a lot of refunds going on Steam, but there's over 100 fucking cases of it being pulled off Steam. Like, it's just not available on Steam to certain regions anymore. There's over 100 something regions just being removed from the game. It's actually sad. It is something like democracy is dead, and it is not good. Anyway, that's really all I wanted to talk about. See ya.
Complete.